Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is Dee, and today's tarot card of the day is a court card. The King of Arrows, right? And the Kingfisher. And thinking about this card today, the first thing that comes to thought is I like to explain this here a little bit. For me, the court cards are very tricky. Okay. But the way I kind of break it down is, kings kind of rule the kingdom. Queens rule the castle. Knights are that tactician that goes back and forth, and pages are messengers. So here you've got a king who rules the kingdom. And this is all about, Arrows is all about air, logic, and reasoning, all right? I'm going to throw communication in there too. Just based on what we've seen here within the last week. Now this card, the Kingfisher, is symbolic of ancient wisdom and lore. So you've got a little, he has that wisdom. He has that ability to tap into the past, all right? And, remember what's happened, eons ago, all right? And, the bird itself, the Kingfisher, is at home in both the air as well as the water. And we do have a lot of water that's down here. The 8 of Vessels rebirth just dropped off to this Kingfisher. But being that he's at home in both the air, which is, like I said, logic and reasoning, communication, as well as water, that's the emotional piece of it, right? The psychic piece of it, right? We had water yesterday in the moon card. We had the 10 of Vessels, which is a lot of water. So, he still has that clarity, all right? And he still has that communication, but he's also in touch with his emotions and how to convey that to his audience, to whoever's coming to the court to ask him questions. Kings are usually, they exercise judgment or power, very impartial. Any king you go to are going to be impartial because they want to hear the pros and cons, the negatives and the pluses, right? They're going to be able to, just like the queens, they're going to be able to see through whatever message that you're trying to convey. So, thinking about that, if you're going to see this king, you have to choose your words very carefully. All right, because he's going to be listen intently to what it is you want or need. All right, especially with this being an air sign. Okay, he's going to look at the logic. He's going to look at the reasoning. Okay, and he's going to listen to that communication, and he's going to be impartial to letting his emotions come out. But he's going to help you to see clearly what is no longer serving you. So be prepared for him to retort back to you, to ask you questions, all right, and see how you respond. So with the court cards within this deck, they look at how this card is as a person, whether that's you or somebody else, and the aspect of your situation or an event. So with a person, whether again it's you or somebody else, let's just say it's you, right? You need to articulate what it is that's in your message. You need to articulate the logic and the reasoning around what it is, that you want from him. As well as, being just about it, being fair. It's not like, hey, I want that car, because so-and-so's got that car. He's going to look at it and say, well, that's jealousy, right? Can you afford it? Can you, what is it you really want? Is it that car or is it something else, right? He's also going to be looking at the morality of the situation, okay? Does it fit your demeanor, right? This person, whether it's you or somebody else, and we're talking about you, this is kind of like a leadership card as well. He wants to see you take on that leadership role and explain the situation to him clearly, okay? Kind of paint a story to him. He's going to be very discerning in your message, all right? And, he's a meat and potatoes guy. He wants you to really get to the heart of the matter. He doesn't want you beating around the bush and, him and Han and stuff like that, because now you're wasting his time. So whether this is you or somebody else, that's what you want to look for in a person. If this is an aspect of, let's say something going on at work, maybe this is an aspect of where you need to take on that calm clarity. All right, just being calm, not even saying anything. Sometimes silence, does wonders to people, and they're like, well, how does he really sit? They don't know, right? Because there's that calmness, that clarity. There's no emotion getting overly involved with it. All right, and maybe this is somebody that has good counsel for you. Somebody that you can trust and get that advice. Now, kings are always going to, give you that good counsel and good advice. Now, if this is an event, it's going to be, an event where you're going to get precise information. Okay, it's not going to be, something where you talk to one person and they give you information. You talk to somebody else and they give you a different story. Okay, this is going to be an event where precise information coming up. Okay, it could be a seminar, could be mentorship, whatever. And there's going to be a lot of discipline involved. So, look for those kind of aspects, those events, those, persons in this king. And this, again, this might be you or it might be somebody else. So the couple questions that I always focus on with this king of arrows, this Kingfisher, because the king and the queen, all the court cards will ask a question. And this Kingfisher is going to ask you, what must you focus on clearly? What is it that you have to focus on? Okay, yesterday we talked on inner transformation. What do you have to focus on for inner transformation to have that happiness, right? What did you focus on clearly to not get frustrated with that 5 of arrows? Or to face your fears with that guardian? Okay. With the Queen of Bows, she's all about creativity. So what do you need to focus on to nurture that creativity within you? And then finally, the last card is, what do you need to focus on clearly to have that with the responsibility that you have in your life, right? I guess the key word in that question is focus. Okay. Because if you're not focused, you're not going to be able to articulate, and you're not going to be able to come up with a plan, to move forward. The other question that comes up is, who can give you wise words or counsel? Again, looking at that leadership aspect, looking at that mentorship aspect. When you're carrying all that responsibility, who is it that you talk to about that responsibility? Somebody that you can trust that's not going to tell the rest of the tribe. Excuse me. With that Queen of Bows, you can talk to her. She's going to give you wise counsel. She's going to, show you the path of how to nurture things and be creative. Who showed you that wise counsel of facing your fears? Within. Spirit? Loved ones from the other world? Courage? How did you get through that? Who gave you that? Spirit? Who gave you that wise wisdom on that frustration? Right? Take a deep breath. Step back. Choose joy. Right? Those are wise words of wisdom. Right? Good counsel there. Right? In order for you to be happy, some of that's within, some of that's without. Okay? Somebody's saying, you know what? Why are you worried about this? Number one, you need to take care of yourself. You're the most important person in your life. Number two, you can't control everything. Control what you can control. Number three, this too shall pass. Okay? And number four, you can't change the past. Okay? You can't make that water go back up. So choose to be happy. And then who gave you that word of advice or that counsel? Looking within. Again, spirit, the universe, a good mentor, a good leader, right? Maybe the King of Arrows. You know, here you are being transformed and you're thinking, how do I move forward, right? Listen within to what that King of Arrows, that Kingfisher has to say to you. Because when you listen to what Spirit in the Kingfisher has for you, you'll get the answers that you're looking for. All right? So that's the card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck. Hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. And this is D for the Spirit's Path. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care. God bless. And stay safe, everybody.